Good evening, Mayor Mashburn and City Council. This evening, Management Analyst Kelly Tinker, who is present with us on Zoom, and I would like to provide a presentation regarding economic development as well as share some key economic indicators showing a trend of business resiliency within the city. Although COVID-19 led to an unprecedented disruption of commerce in most industry sectors, many businesses weathered the pandemic and shutdowns and are now seeing signs of recovery as they continue to navigate through the ever-changing landscape of COVID. So in response to the severe economic and health impacts affiliated with COVID, federal and local funding was distributed to the Simi Valley community. The county sponsored 4 rounds of grant funding. A total of 1,199 Simi Valley businesses have received a combined total of over $11 million through the 4 rounds of grant funding from the county. Additionally, over 5,500 local Simi Valley businesses received over $308 million in federal COVID-19 funding through the Paycheck Protection and the Economic Injury Disaster Loan programs. The city partners with several agencies to provide resources and workshops that help our business community. Through the partnerships listed on the slide, the city is able to call upon persons and organizations with expertise in each field. For over 25 years, the Economic Development Collaborative of Ventura County, called the EDCVC, has been and remains the primary business resource for companies of all sizes doing business in the city and Ventura County. To help support the volume of people requesting assistance due to disruptions during the height of the COVID pandemic, the EDC offered weekly webinars to help nonprofits, self-employed individuals, and employees navigate through the aid relief packets, the CARES Act, and expanded benefits available at the same time under the Employment Development Department. The Small Business Development Center, operated by the EDC, provides business owners with access to capital and over 50 professional advisors at no cost to local businesses. As you can see, SCORE, Weave, and the EDC have provided a variety of workshops ranging from social media strategies, developing a business plan, learning QuickBooks, and managing finances. All services by the EDC are provided in multiple languages. So moving along to vacancy rates, staff is presenting a snapshot of the city's industrial, office, and retail vacancies for a 2-year period, pre-pandemic and current conditions. The statistics reflect some right sizing in the office market, with trends showing that companies are moving to more open floor plans with less square footage, a robust demand for industrial property, creating historically low vacancy rates, and a retail market that is showing resiliency and holding steady during a pandemic. It is important to point out that the Simi Valley Town Center just began to report their data to CoStar in January, which is slightly inflating the year-to-date numbers in Q1 22 for retail vacancy, despite seeing some larger vacant spaces being leased, like the former Bed Bath & Beyond location. So providing some insight to the fluctuations in the office sector over the past several years, Bank of America consolidated operations in other states and moved out of Simi Valley, which puts approximately 591 square feet of office space back up on the market, with buildings located at 1757 and 1800 Chapel Canyon Road and 400 National Way becoming vacant. Additionally, the former Farmers Insurance Building, along with their satellite offices located on Cochran Street, added an additional 270,000 square feet of office vacancy. With the rezoning and approval of the residential mixed-use development at the Farmers site and the 3 Bank of America buildings now converted to light industrial, we're now beginning to see the right sizing of the office market and a more accurate picture of office space vacancy. So through this transition, the city gained employment opportunities with the conversion of buildings to Amazon facilities and the construction of over 350,000 square feet of new industrial space, as well as needing housing opportunities. According to a study released today, California's small businesses are citing the biggest challenge they face is hiring employees. 98% of small businesses cited the challenge compared to 81% citing inflation, 77% citing supply chain issues, and 70% citing COVID issues. I'm not sure if Mr. Tinker is on Zoom and he has opportunity to speak.
I am, and good evening, Mayor Mashburn, members of the City Council. I'm sorry I'm not there in person. Regarding vacancy detail, diving in deeper to the vacancy rates and space available, we've broken out data by industry classification. So looking at the industrial market, we have 19 total spaces available for lease, amounting to 66,646 square feet total. And to give some comparison or background, the city has 8 million square feet of industrial space in total. Of the available space to lease, 47% or 9 spaces have square footage of less than 2,000 square feet in total. 32% of that is space with only square footage of 2,000 to 5,000 square feet. 21% or 4 units with square footage of 5,000 to 15,000 square feet. And we have 0 spaces available for anything over 15,000 square feet. So what that means is if we have a business that's looking for anything above 15,000, a business that wants 50,000 square feet or more, we would lose them potentially to other cities in the county that have available space. The new industrial space that's under construction will position the city to be better able to host new employers that are looking to relocate. So in industry vacancy detail, some of the listings that we have where those larger vacancies exist, if you can see on the screen, are 520 East Easy Street, 2259 Ward, 685 East Cochrane, and 4487 Ish Street. So moving into the retail vacancy, looking at the retail sector, the city has 6.2 million square feet of retail space in total. Currently, we have 190 spaces available to lease. And of that available space, 60% or 115 spaces have square footage of 2,000 square feet or less. 29% or 55 spaces have square footage of 2,000 to 5,000 square feet. 9% or 17 spaces are for units with square footage of 5,000 to 15,000 square feet. And 2% or only 3 spaces have units that are square footage of larger than 15,000. Some of the retail listings that represent our larger vacancies, we have the movie theater on Los Angeles Street. That's 37,000 square feet that's been vacant for quite some time. It's difficult to find a tenant for that configuration because of the building being a movie theater and configured as such. The Cost Plus World Market and former Macaroni Grill sites, city staff continues to engage with potential interested parties. Country Club Drive property adjacent to CVS in Wood Ranch, that was formerly a grocery store, and the property's been vacant for some time as well, as the owner continues to express interest in obtaining another grocer to fill that vacancy. Adjacent to Sprouts on Sycamore, that's 13,557 square feet. And this space has been vacant for a longer period of time as well, because it's a sublease and less attractive to tenants as it ties the new tenant to the master lease of Sprouts. The former Bed Bath & Beyond property, that owner has signed a letter of intent and should be removed from the available listings once that lease agreement is executed. So we can see that a larger number of the retail vacancies, a total of 165 spaces, lay in square footage that are typically occupied by small business tenants who need square footage of 5,000 or less. During the past 20 plus years, an unprecedented number of malls and shopping centers were being constructed throughout the county. You layer that with the popularity of e-commerce, and then add in the fact that many national retailers are choosing a smaller format as an adjustment. And we may be looking at data that shows that we over-retailed, indicating there may be too much square footage and not enough retail to fill it. That said, a vacancy rate of 9% is not unhealthy for a community the size of Simi Valley, and it presents many opportunities for new mom and pop businesses to start in the city. However, these businesses were hampered during COVID because many financed those businesses with credit cards or home equity loans, both of which were difficult to access. Moving into the office sector, the city has approximately 1.8 million square feet of office space in total. Currently, there are 62 spaces available made up of the following: 63% or 39 spaces with square footage of less than 2,000, 26% or 16 spaces with square footage ranging from 2,000 to 5,000, 10% or 6 spaces with square footage ranging from 5,000 to 15,000, and only 1 space, 1%, with more than 15,000 square feet available. Leasing office space can be troublesome for property owners if a broker is not utilized or if a marketing plan is not in existence, or if a large majority of the building is leased by a single tenant, or if a building is older and doesn't provide new amenities. Here's a list of some of our other vacancies, the larger vacancies in the city. 4100 Guardian. This is a 47,000 square foot available office space within a building that's occupied by another tenant. 1900 Los Angeles, 1919 Williams, and 2925 Sycamore. And once again, the data shows us that the majority of space available is for tenants requiring square footage of less than 5,000 square feet. And Linda, I'll kick it back over to you.
So consumer spending has remained strong during COVID. Simi Valley businesses have shown incredible resiliency, pivoting to online sales formats that allow many to actually see business growth. The city's push of information regarding available funding has also provided a lifeline for many businesses that were unable to make necessary adjustments due either to the type of business they have or other circumstances. Here's a snapshot of sales tax for the major industry groups for Q2 21, which is the most current data on hand for the city. Consistent with historical trends, the three largest industry sectors that brought in sales tax dollars is general consumer goods, internet sales, and autos and transportation. So for Q2 21, the city experienced solid returns from most businesses types within the general consumer goods sector, including electronics, appliance stores, family apparel, specialty and variety stores, and home furnishings. So positive results were realized from new motor vehicle dealers, auto repair shops, heavy industrial printers, office supplies and furniture, and convenience stores and liquor. Demand for fuel was solid, and the sales tax associated increased significantly. So with continued strong consumer spending, easing supply chain constraints, and strength in manufacturing and non-manufacturing surveys, our tax consultant HDL tells us that the economy is on strong footing up to and through the fourth quarter of 2022. However, there is an anticipated leveling of consumer activity beginning in 2023, which will return to moderate but stable growth in sales. Go ahead, Mr.
So Simi Valley continues to be a desirable location for businesses and their employees. Workers and businesses simply want to be in a community where the infrastructure is reliable, where the environment is safe, and access to staff and elected officials just to call or any. To illustrate, let's look at some of the new developments recently constructed or those that are currently in our development queue. So the first slide shows the Point on West Hills Court. 61,000 industrial square feet estimated for completion in 2022 with a tenant already in place. The second property is the Parkinson project on East Cochrane. 37,324 industrial square feet, formerly a vacant parcel abutting the railroad tracks and soon to be a brand new industrial space. On the next slide, we have an Entertainment Earth on Camisa Drive, and it demonstrates value in the amenities in Simi Valley. Entertainment Earth is currently located on Moreland Road, and they'll be expanding operations and working with a developer to build a new building specifically for their operations and needs. It's going to keep about 200 jobs here locally and create state-of-the-art headquarters and distribution center, adding 200,000 square feet of occupied industrial square footage to the built community. 865 East Cochrane Street, which is formerly the Simi Valley Unified School District location, that offers up to 115,000 square feet with 23 separate industrial condominiums. And they began selling and leasing to tenants in 2021. And they already have less than 30% of their remaining units available. The Zebek property on North Chain Drive, that is 508,000 square feet of industrial space, or it will be. 6 industrial buildings on a large vacant parcel abutting the railroad tracks, the last large vacant parcel that the city of Simi Valley has available. The Guardian Ridge property, that's going to be 49,980 square feet of industrial space, 16 condos, industrial condos for sale or lease, ranging from 2,300 to 4,400 square feet, and estimated for completion in Q2 of 2022. And the Tapo Commerce Center, that's 5 separate industrial buildings and a complex totaling 344,056 square feet, replacing the formerly vacant office space and meeting the community needs for new industrial space. And that's estimated for completion in Q3 of 2022. The last couple of properties on here, 4753 East Los Angeles Avenue, that's a 5-acre vacant parcel currently, and it is in construction for a 2-story self-storage building and industrial space as well. And then in 2022, the city's going to have a total of 900,000 square feet of new industrial space. As mentioned earlier, the city's in talks with prospective tenants for Bed Bath Beyond and Cost Plus. Amazon now has 2 separate warehouse and distribution centers in the city of Simi Valley. And the former Kingsbridge building located at 2950 North Madera Road now houses River Plate, a fulfillment logistics warehouse and distribution center that calls Simi Valley home. Their service includes e-commerce fulfillment, pick and pack, custom warehousing, and distribution, freight logistics, and support services. Chatsworth Products Incorporated is in the process of relocating their Chatsworth operations to 4175 Guardian Street, strategically locating themselves to Simi Valley with the goal of consolidating Lake Village and Agora locations here. CPI serves critical technology equipment needs with products and services that protect infrastructure investment in information and communication technology in industrial enclosure markets. As mentioned earlier, Entertainment Earth will be expanding operations on Camisa, keeping 200 jobs here locally and creating that state-of-the-art headquarters and distribution center, adding 200,000 square feet of industrial space to the community. And the coffee connoisseurs in Simi Valley can look forward to new Starbucks locations on Stearns, which is currently undergoing demolition and expected to open in May of 2022. And then on Yosemite and Los Angeles, which is slated to open shortly as the final building inspection is now being requested. California Car Cover is welcomed into the community in 2020. We also have Denny's that has recently submitted plans for a tenant improvement at 5197 East Los Angeles Avenue in the Smart and Final Shopping Center. On Track and Field Incorporated, a sporting goods equipment dealer specializing in track and field equipment, joined Simi Valley in Q3 of 2021. And Oakmont Senior Living, Vista at Simi Valley, and Veronita are new additions that provide assisted living and memory care for our senior population. And finally, Platt and Stone, a family-owned company that has been making cast stone products for over 30 years, located on Easy Street.
The city is seeing a continued investment in the community through various business transactions. In October 2021, the 290,000 square foot distribution center leased to Amazon sold for $128 million, an amount 8 times the 2020 purchase price of $16 million. Rexford Industrial Realty, a Los Angeles-based company, purchased the 242,000 square foot building from Topaz Distribution at 2280 Ward Avenue for $46.4 million. Topaz bought the building for $14 million in 2012 and added 40,000 square feet in 2015. Tenants at the property include Tire Hub, Sooner Express, and Frontline, as well as Topaz, which will continue to take around 51,000 square feet of building. The Villas at Wood Ranch, a 2-property multifamily portfolio with 500 units, sold for $190 million, nearly $377,000 per unit. And Stream Development acquired the former Bank of America location at Los Angeles Avenue and Tapo Canyon and is under construction in the industrial complex there. And though not on the slide, Festival Companies, owners of the Simi Valley Town Center, have acquired the closed East Macy's box, consolidating ownership of the entire mall district. So what is on the horizon? City Council and staff will continue to work with the Simi Valley Town Center and assist in any way possible to promote the development of the town center. We're going to continue to partner with the EDCVC and request a more physical presence in the East Valley to make the community aware of their no-cost services. As part of the American Rescue Plan proposed expenditure plan, staff is suggesting that establishment of a small business revolving loan fund to provide capital to assist businesses to grow through the acquisition of equipment or other business changes that will increase jobs and business revenue. We are contracting the services of the Nadelson Dale Group to perform an economic development study for Simi Valley. The study will evaluate existing economic community, the workforce conditions currently in existence in the city, as well as an evaluation of the conditions in the region. So the city has prior experience with Nadelson Dale Group as they prepared the economic development and feasibility study for the Simi Valley Town Center prior to its development, and have extensive knowledge of Ventura County through their work with communities in Ventura County. So their regional experience will allow them to contrast and compare conditions that exist in Simi Valley with those in other cities. So the study will include retail demand analysis, office industrial demand analysis, target industry clusters and cluster development, as well as hotel market study. So to complement the economic development study, staff will incorporate findings of Gruen Associates funded by the SB2 and LEAP grant funding into our plan for the Los Angeles Avenue and Tapple Street corridor specific plan, which will focus on economic strategies, sustainability, job, housing balance, and fit. So this concludes staff's presentation, and we are available for some questions.
Any question,